Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and I watch Home Alone 4 with tagline bigger house, better baddies, bigger and better laughs. Well, no, not really. Well, yes, they were better baddies and not as in the cool bad, but just the worst bad. They were not better. Bigger house, yes, definitely. Bigger and better laughs, no. No. Okay. They pretended that this was the McAllister family, yo. And this boy again, it's Kevin. No. Well, I kind of get, because this is 12 years later, and if they're the original kids, if he was 7, in the 90s, then he is probably 19 right now, So I get it that we can use the kids, but they pretended that this was the McAllister family, and the parents were divorced. Well, almost divorced. They were split. They were split up. And the new kid here, it's Kevin McAllister. The whole family was different people. And Marv was back in the movie, not the original actor, but a different one, which I did recognize Prescott, the butler of the new family, but not from the McAllister family, but from because the father had a new girlfriend, and she was super rich. That's why the bigger house, and her they had the butler and a maid, and I recognized the butler. Prescott, he's got in this movie, and I've seen him before. But I've also apparently seen this movie before. Maybe once. But let's just start with this movie, shall we? It's dark and we see a house in front of us. It's all decorative and shit, light up. And inside we see a woman. We're looking up the stairs and we see a woman coming down the stairs. She's on the phone, and a boy walks by, and apparently that's Buzz. He walks into the other room, and there's Megan, kind of dancing or whatever, with a boombox next to him. But he is holding also a boombox, next to his ear. And she said, well, hey, turn off the music. So he did. And she turned off her music. And went, Mom! Kids. Yeah. And then, Buzz turned around and walked away. And then, the mother came just around the corner while Buzz also walked around a different corner. She came in. But if you want to know what's coming next, watch the movie yourself. Like I said, Kevin is back, but it's a different actor. The whole family is different actors. And like I said, the parents are divorced. Marv is back, different actor. He has a wife or a girlfriend, who I'm also recognizing. I don't know from where, but I recognize that actress. And there's apparently an inside man. And I guessed correctly who it was. Because, it all pointed at the one person. And I thought, oh, come on, that's too obvious. It's the other one. And yes, yeah. Um, no, I wouldn't say that they really used booby traps in this movie. You know, um, the other three had, I think, more. Well, the first two definitely, but I think the third one, if I can remember right, also definitely more than this one. But I also don't find canon, is this Kevin said, "Oh, I'm 9 years old." That's impossible because supposedly, he is Kevin McAllister and he is 9. But that means that this has to be a sequel to the first movie, not the second one. But Marv said every time at every place that I rob, there he is. So that means that it's after the second movie. But Kevin said in the first movie that he was 8 years old. So that means that the Christmas after, is in New York, so then there he's 9. So, that goes with what Marv says. But that means that, the Christmas that we then saw filmed, because there was the videotape the family had from the last Christmas. So that means that must be when he is 10. So he's supposed to be 11 actually in this movie and not 9. But this Kevin said, "I'm 9 years old," which contradicts what Marv says. Every time that I rob a place, there he is. Every time. So that's supposed to be the second one. After the second one. Because, it's not every time if you just robbed one place and there he is. So that means that's multiple times. So that is, minimum of 2. That's every time, twice. Not once. So, this movie contradicts itself with the dialogue. The mother, Jesus Christ, she is a bad mother, actually. Supposedly, twice then, they've been robbed, and no, once they've been robbed then, and they talked about she know about the burglars then, so she should be a bit more credible to Kevin. But in this movie, when Kevin said, "Oh yeah, the burglars," she didn't believe him, and when he was talking about Buzz, she had a kind of a smirk on her face. She had a fucking smirk on her face. While while Kevin was explaining what the fuck happened. She knows about what Buzz does to Kevin, but she calls it picking on him. She knows that he picks on Kevin. But still, she does nothing about it. And then she sent him off to bed because Kevin said oh yeah, I wish I don't have them, And then she said, oh yeah, go to your room and think about what you have and not about what you don't have. What the fuck is that? So you actually sent him to his room with some trumped up charges. But later also in the movie, Buzz said usually one of them said, I think Megan said, oh yeah, Kevin usually puts the star, in the tree when they were decorating the tree, and Buzz said, oh yeah, I carry him up every year, and then give him a wedgie, and then the mother says, oh yeah, and he makes a fuss and we all laugh. So you know about it, and you still don't do shit about it. Bad mother. They now live, the father, with his new girlfriend, Natalie. I think, yes, Natalie. Live now in a big house, a smart house, which I don't really care about. And apparently trimming the tree means decorating it. Since when does trimming mean decorating? Because if you trim your beard, you don't decorate your beard. You put it into shape. You make it into shape. You don't put Christmas ornaments in your fucking beard. So, since when is trimming and decorating an equal word? As in, it means the same. Since that I went to school, and learned English, it never came up that decorating and trimming was the same word, and that was later. And this movie is from 2002, so where did that lingo came from? Overall, it would have been a decent movie if they didn't put, oh, this is the McAllister family, the parents are now divorced, and Marv is back. No, just don't put that shit and then contradict yourself in the fucking movie. I think I will give this movie then a high 3, low 4. It's still kind of a high score, but it was still fun to watch, kinda. But the movie really contradicts what they're trying to do, trying to put it as a sequel to, I think, the first 2 movies. But it like I said, it really contradicts itself. So yeah, high 3, low 4. The ending also fake, just a fake ending. Just father comes back for, oh yeah, can you take me back? Okay, yeah, there's a happy ending, not of course for children, but then, oh yeah, snowfall, with like for the small, snowing and everybody, that felt so fucking fake. You know what? Fuck it. I give this movie a 3 out of 5. Overall, the movie could have done better. If they didn't put all that shit in there. It could have been better. Yeah, 3 out of 5. Tomorrow you get Home Alone 5. So let's see how that one is gonna go from the franchise. And I also own this movie. I have this movie on DVD. You know, it's right there. Right there. There. So, yeah. Yeah. Watch the movie yourself. Leave likes. Recommend a good booby trap. Movies with booby traps in it down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my channel. Underdog Eats, where I do food drinks every week. From time to time, hot sauce and alcohol. On my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Well, probably later for the Suicide Virgins or something like that. Bye.